good. All right, man, I wanted to just come on and just speak about the experience my wife and I had at the marriage retreat this past last week. I mean, we go out there and we happen to be celebrating our 14-year wedding anniversary, the day that the marriage retreat was ending, and it was probably the most amazing anniversary that we've ever experienced. I think there was just a combination of just being together on a retreat in beautiful Michigan, amazing venue with no children. It was absolutely amazing. But I would be remiss, like Derek and Missy, the job that you all did, the tools that my wife and I acquired. And I think I can speak for the other couples in saying this. We left feeling empowered. We had language to put to the experiences that we've had, or over the past 14 years, things that we can use not just in our personal relationship with one another, but also kind of just like those things that we can use to help our relationships with our children. It was absolutely amazing. The venue, the Well in Grand Junction, was gorgeous, beautiful. The grounds, the cabins, absolutely amazing. The staff, the food was great. Um, for me personally, like there are two stories that I have. Like I got to meet personally, like and really build with Audra's husband, Mark. Audra's over here at the Carmel campus, and I was able to build with Mark and see Mark all the time in passing. I mean, obviously, Audra does a ton of work with the baptisms, and I kind of see him all the time, and it's kind of just like a high and by. But me personally, I love being around older men, just being able to pull from the reservoir of wisdom that they have acquired over the years, especially when it comes to marriage. I believe Mark and Audra have been married 36 years. And we're at 14. So being able to lean into Mark and just laugh with him and build with him, I think the camaraderie that I built, not with just the older men, but with the younger guys as well. For instance, Ashley Hampton's husband, Will, Lupe Paremba's husband, TJ, Alec Kincaid over at Kokomo, Caleb over at Westfield, even Marsha's husband, Harold. Yes, Harold. It was absolutely amazing just to build with these men. I think it's one thing to go through marriage, but it's a completely different thing to go through marriage alone, right? So like when you experience the high highs of marriage and the low lows, when you get to those low lows of marriage and you're isolated and you have nobody that you can lean into, those times become kind of really tough. And then being around like-minded men who were there fighting for their marriages. Not to say that our marriages were in a place of like immense need, but more so we were there to gather tools in preparation for things that we may not know may be ahead, right? So it was amazing just to build with these gentlemen. My wife built connections with the women. They've been in a group chat, just sending text messages, laughing back and forth, and just the community that we experienced there. Again, we left the retreat. We had a 3-hour drive back home from Grand Junction, and we felt empowered. We felt empowered. We felt that we had acquired tools that we know that would be helpful to us for the next 14 years. I think I left with the notion that there's a purpose for marriage. I talked about this at the retreat, and the Lord says, for this reason, a man shall leave his mother and his father, and the two shall become one flesh. And this mystery is profound, but I'm telling you that it is speaking about Christ and the church. I think sometimes in marriage, we kind of get caught up in the mundane, the things that kind of go around and around, taking the kids to school, making sure dinner is ready, paying the bills, going to work, and then doing it all over again the next day. And I think sometimes we get so lost in that we forget the meaning of marriage. And it is to be a depiction and a mirror of who Christ is to the church. And I left feeling that, man, I want to love my wife like Christ loved the church. That's a tall task, but I know that because I have him living in me, because I'm abiding in him and his spirit resides in me, that I'm empowered to do these things. I'm empowered to love. I'm empowered to forgive. I'm empowered to bring healing to my wife in areas that I may have harmed her or hurt her in the past, just with my speech or whatever that those things may be. I just feel that the marriage retreat was so helpful to me, the men around in my age group, the older men. I think one thing that I left with was that you never get to a point where the enemy stops attacking your marriage. And because you never get to a point where he stops attacking, you can never get to a point where you stop fighting for it. So for those who are married, who are attending, or staff here at Northview, I strongly encourage you guys to consider the marriage retreat. It was absolutely amazing. Speak and hearing from Derek and Missy and just their experiences, their vulnerability, their leadership, and the tools that they've acquired that they're using, where they could actually speak into the marriages of those who were in attendance, was an amazing experience. So I just recommend it heavily. It profoundly affected us. We're grateful that we went, and we will scream it from the rooftops.